Awesome. Awesome. All right. Welcome to this bootcamp, AI engineering bootcamp. I am Opeyemi Agbola, and I'm going to be your facilitator for today. It's going to be an interesting session. You know, AI has become a buzzword, and everywhere AI, AI, AI. And so just before we dive right in, so that I'll be sure that we even know what AI is, who would like to unmute and tell us the full meaning of AI? Let's start from there. AI. What's the full meaning of AI?
Artificial intelligence.
Great, thank you. So it's important that I start from there. You'll be shocked that, so I think I was at a conference, and I was surprised that most people do not even know that tech, when we say tech, we're referring to technology. Yes. You know, I know some of you might be laughing now, but really, yes. So it's important that we spell out everything clearly. All right, so a little bit about myself. I'm going to share my screen in a bit. I'm just going to say a few things about myself, and then we're going to dive right in. My goal is to be able to sensitize you. Please give me a second. Let me quickly respond to something. All right, guys, please confirm you can still hear me. All right. Okay, so I'm Opeyemi Agbola, and I am an AI engineer and also a data scientist. I've been in the tech space for over a decade, and I'll be happy to, challenge your mind and your curiosity about artificial intelligence, even as, things evolve within a tech ecosystem. All right, so it's important for me to first note that according to the World Economic Forum, the #1 skill that is high in demand all over the world is artificial intelligence. It's topping the table. What that means is that it is impossible for an artificial intelligence specialist. And why I use that concept is because you can specialize in different things, all right? So it's impossible for an artificial intelligence specialist, engineer, what have you, not to get a job if they're actually good. If you gain some level of mastery or proficiency in AI, it's impossible for you not to actually get a job. It's not possible, okay? So it's important to begin from there. And other roles like cybersecurity, data science, and the rest are, also, topping the table, okay? So again, I'm going to be introducing you to what AI really is about, and we're going to do a little bit of hands-on practice. Yeah. So my screen, I'm sharing my screen. Can you use your favorite emojis to confirm you can see my screen? Okay, I like that person's favorite emoji. It's laughter. Okay, just very few people can see my screen. Please confirm you can see my screen clearly. All right. Okay. All right. So I need one or two people to tell me what they understand by AI engineer or AI. Let's start with that, AI. In 1 or 2 minutes, so when you hear AI, what comes to mind? Anybody? AI. Feel free. You don't have to use ChatGPT to check for the definition. Anybody? AI. When you hear AI, what comes to mind?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, great. Fidel, go ahead, please.
Yeah, good day. Okay. When I hear the word AI, what comes to my mind is a advanced way of doing things.
Great. Advanced way of doing things.
Yeah.
All
Thank you.
right. Who else wants to go?
Okay, so when I hear AI, what comes to my mind is ChatGPT and every other AI tool that makes working easier.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. So let's have more comment. Yes.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Hello. Okay.
Okay.
Can
So
you
I
hear me?
think it would be great. Yeah, just raise your digital hand. Yes. Please
Okay.
go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yeah, when you say
Clearly.
AI means artificial intelligence, and it means using intelligent agents to solve
Great.
people's problems.
Awesome. Beautiful. Those are beautiful responses. Yes. Let's have more comment then. Yeah, someone was going to speak. Let me check the queue.
Okay, AI is human computer or computer human. That's what comes to my mind.
I like that concept. Human computer. Okay. Can we get one more? What comes to mind when you hear AI? AI. All right. So I was thinking we'd be able to harvest one more response. All right. So let's just let's go on. Okay. So what we're going to be doing here is I'm going to be, especially for those that have never interacted with AI AI systems. All right. Many of us at one point or the other must have used some generative AIs like Meta, like Gemini, like ChatGPT. All right. And the essence of this bootcamp is to be able to, you know, give a general foundation into what this thing actually entails, how to build a career, how to journey into the world of artificial intelligence. All right. So basically, you're going to learn, at least at a basic level, how to build intelligent systems that can learn, that can adapt and solve real world problems. So think of AI as an alternative to human intelligence, but that operates at a very, very advanced level, just like someone used the word advanced. All right. So artificial intelligence refers to the capability of computer systems to perform tasks typically, that typically require human intelligence. Okay. So think of the way the human brain works. For those of you that did biology, you'll be familiar with concepts like neural networks within the brain. All right. Collections of activities that helps us to execute tasks, quickly and very intelligently. All right. So now it's like we are building another type of human, but it's in a machine form that can do things. But then we're able to now condition that machine to do it at a very fast rate and possibly at a more intelligent rate. All right. So now some of these tasks, could include, learning from experience, recognizing patterns, understanding language, making decisions, and then improving performance over time, which we're going to, demonstrate practically during the hands-on session. All right. How many of you have used ChatGPT before? Let me return to the dashboard. If you've used ChatGPT before, please use your favorite emoji. Okay, David has used ChatGPT before. Just very few people have used ChatGPT before. Okay, awesome. So I need someone to tell me what they've done with ChatGPT. Anybody? Why are we not responding? I'm sure half of some people's life secrets is with ChatGPT, the things that you won't even tell your friends and family. Some of you, since the advent of, since you discover ChatGPT, it's over. Everything goes there. All your conversation is a friend that is closer than a brother. Okay, so I have two hands up. You want to share your experience with us with ChatGPT? All right, so Abitek will go first, then Tolu will go next. Abitek, we're waiting for you. If it's not ready, I think Tolu can go.
Okay, so I've used ChatGPT to create content calendars and lesson plans as well.
All right, how did it feel? Did it feel like you're talking to a human being that was very smart and finished from Harvard?
Yes, and a little too forward, but yes.
I like the fact that you said little too forward, meaning that even some info that you didn't particularly expect it to provide, it went further to give you those details, yes? Now, I want this to be very interactive because we're in the world of AI, and whether you like it or not, the people that would attain relevance within the work age, all right, are those who are AI savvy. Now, you see, this conversation is not just about training you to become an AI specialist, all right? What it means is that whether or not you're an AI engineer, you must have some knowledge of artificial intelligence, all right? And so it's important for us to, be a part of this conversation. All right, so let me just run very quickly, and so let's run. Let's run. All right, so modern AI systems don't think like humans. Instead, they learn from large volumes. Now, it's important for me to clear the myth because some people think, oh, okay, so this AI thing, how come I tell AI that I need you to help me prepare a content calendar, or I need to know how to prepare beans. All right, how was it able to respond accurately and with so much precision and details? Is it that it has a mind of its own? Is it that by itself is able to just do things? And we're still going to clear some of those myths, as we go on in this presentation before we get to the hands-on session. All right, so the first thing to note is that AI is not human, all right? Human, we manufacture our own thoughts, all right? We think and then we do. But for AI has to learn from large volume of what we call data or information, all right? Data are raw facts that have not been processed, okay? So it means AI, in order for it to be intelligent, or for it to be an intelligent system that is able to, answer very swiftly to your questions and give you very beautiful responses. By the way, that aspect is called generative AI. All right, we have different aspects of artificial intelligence. So it learns from data. It means it cannot act without data. It then means that how accurate the data, all right, that system learns will determine the kind of output. So you see things like ChatGPT can make mistakes. It's true, and that's because daily it is improving itself. All right, the more you put in more information, the more you ask more questions, the more you make some suggestions, the more you interact with it, the more it improves itself because it is collecting vast amount of data per microsecond. Okay, so AI learn from large volume of data and uses what we call statistical patterns to make predictions or classification. You see, I need to first establish is that it is impossible for you to be a sound AI engineer or specialist without the knowledge of data, without the knowledge of the science behind data, all right? Without the knowledge of statistics, all right? We know some of us, we are usually weary of anything mathematics, statistics. Well, it's again, to a large extent, I think it's just the way most of us grew up knowing math. All right. Sometimes it's because you've not found, good teachers to really give you a good grounding in mathematics and statistics. Okay, just so you know, you can't be a confident artificial intelligence engineer or specialist without knowing statistics. All right. So just before we move away from there, AI powers many everyday technologies, and in the next 10 years, most of the applications you've interacted with, let's say 5 years ago, will now be AI enabled. We're going to understand that better as we continue. I remember when Canva started. I remember everyone knows Canva. If you know Canva, use your favorite emoji. Canva. Good. So, it was largely, it had a lot of human dependencies, all right? But these days, because Canva itself, they are scared that we have so many platforms emerging where you can create graphics with just few prompts. You know what we call prompts? Just few instructions. And then it's going to generate beautiful images, beautiful videos. Now we do many crazy things, including building an entire website in split seconds with artificial intelligence. Those are things that software engineers, software engineers used to be the big boys within the tech world. It felt like, no, software engineering has come to stay. People that say, okay, we are developers and all, right? I'm going to show you the difference as we go on. But then AI these days is, pretty much taking over. And trust me, it's just the beginning of something really, really big that we've ever witnessed before in the tech world. All right. If you're still with me, please use your favorite emoji and let's keep the energy really high. We're just starting. It's going to be very interesting, trust me, because I'm talking about AI. Yes. All right. So every app you interact with moving forward, they're going to be AI enabled. So that explains why you yourself, you have to be familiar with AI and possibly build a career within, AI. Yes. So let's go. So just like I said, so AI powers many everyday technologies, search engines, recommendation systems. Think of Netflix. So you input something, you search for a particular movie, and then the next time you come on Netflix, you realize that Netflix is suggesting or recommending similar movies to you. You wonder, how did they know that I'm interested in this? Right? Have you noticed sometimes you are going to search for something on Google? When you enter YouTube, YouTube pops up an ad that relates exactly to what you just searched for. And then you'll be like, is this thing a wizard or a witch? How did they know that, I'm interested in this? Even on IG, all right? So all of these things are built on something called recommendation systems, all right? They are built on frameworks. There's a framework called Django within Python. And all of this AI system. So voice assistants, chatbots, so gone are the days where you go to a particular company's website and you want to reach out to their customer care service and you have to wait for hours because they are busy and all of that. I'm sure you would have been experiencing that lately, how that there's a chatbot that we even have a sweet name, Farida. You say, hi, my name is Farida. How can I be of help to you? It's AI. It's an AI agent. All right. And then you see yourself interacting with this chatbot and then you're like, hey, inside life. Things are actually evolving. All right. So fraud detection system, that's why also in cybersecurity, AI is becoming a big deal. All right. In cybersecurity. And then also some personalized digital experiences, like when you're shopping on an online retail store like Amazon, Jumia, and the rest. Okay. So let's do some reality check. So we need to know what AI is and what it is not. So first thing to note is that AI is not magic or consciousness. You'll be shocked that some people think that, how is it possible? Trust me, 20 years ago, I don't even want to say 50 years ago, some people never believed that we would have a system where you talk to something and by itself, all right, by itself is able to converse with you. All right, I need you to share experiences here with ChatGPT. I need 1 or 2 people. So imagine you, excuse me, imagine you, someone broke your heart and you went to ChatGPT and say, he just broke up with me. And then ChatGPT becomes really empathetic. ChatGPT begins to, someone should share their experiences with me. Tell me a moment where it felt like, this is it magic. Anybody? Anybody want to go? No, I know you've used a lot of AI, especially ChatGPT. No one wants to share their experience. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be a private experience. It doesn't have to be your breakup story.
Okay, so I think for me it was like I had rough ideas, so many rough ideas, and then I just told like texted everything into the for ChatGPT, and then it was able to help me like flesh it up and all of that. And I was like, oh, I've been stuck on this for days, like I need it in seconds.
Right. When you were probably in secondary school, did you have access to something of this nature?
Yo,
Okay, David, please share your experience with us.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir. There was a time that I had this thought in my mind concerning developing an app for supermarket stuff. So I was thinking, how can this come to fruition? So I went to GPT first. Then I didn't get the full details that I need in my mind. So I just went to Grok. So and I wrote the question then, and it was more explicit, and I could understand. It even brought out codes and the likes and
Right.
everything. So yeah, that's the kind of experience I had.
Awesome. One more person before we push on. So I see two hands up. David Elumelu, are you Tony Elumelu's brother?
Not exactly.
Oh, not exactly, but somewhere. Guys,
Uh,
please prepare if you have your account number. Those of you that do not have UBA account.
no
All
way.
right, please go ahead. That's on the lighter mood. Let's
Okay,
go.
everybody is all serious with their experience. Mine was actually a heartbreak issue. So I had
Okay.
like I was in a situationship with like 3 other people.
Hey,
So ChatGPT helped me narrow it down and look for how to quietly disengage from all of them without hurting everybody. So that's my own
this is
experience.
I love your experience. Right.
Yeah.
So you see how it's able to understand complex situations and then provide smart solutions. Right. So someone mentioned using ChatGPT for something and then how to use another AI, generative AI. All right. You see, based on your needs, all right, every of this AI, their level of accuracy or the ability to provide the kind of responses you want is based on the data that they've been trained with concerning that subject matter. All right. So from the hands-on session, you're going to see what I'm talking about. So the accuracy of the data, and that's why in the data space generally, we're very big on the integrity of our data, how much the data, how clean the data is, how trusted the data is to determine many outcomes, right? To determine how trustworthy our models will be. By the way, I've used the word models. We're going to learn a bit more about that. Okay, so I'm going to run a bit fast so that we can go to a little bit of hands-on session, okay? Okay, so it's not magic or consciousness, human-like thinking. So sometimes people build this, just like I said before. So while it simulates the way we operate, note that it doesn't have a mind of its own, all right? It is still humans that train AI systems, all right, with data, and then is able to do the things it does. AI does not have emotions or awareness. See, Biko, let me state this clearly. So the fact that AI is able to sympathize with you after your breakup and tell you that, see, you've got this. And AI is a big deal in some people's relationship matter. I don't know why I keep using relationship as an example. You would think he's a counselor or your pastor, you know. So it doesn't have emotions. All right. If, for example, you give it some prompts and it doesn't deliver well, and you say, AI, go punish you, AI, something is wrong with you, it's going to just answer you smartly. It's going to, it can say something like, oh, I apologize for this, and all of that. It cannot feel offended, it cannot feel hurt because it doesn't have, emotions. Okay, so it's important to, state that. All right. So again, AI, so AI is not self-aware in the sense that AI itself is not some person living somewhere and is conscious of himself. It's not. Okay, so you need to take note of that. All right. Again, I've heard someone say that, oh, is it that there's someone behind, and I'm really scared putting in my information here because somebody somewhere might be the one I'm interacting with and all of that. Yeah. So AI is not self-aware. So what AI actually is, it's data-driven learning system. Just like I've said before, it uses data, it learns from data, and then it's, makes prediction, it executes based on data. So pattern recognition engine, it's a pattern meaning that it tries as much as possible to observe patterns. For example, if you want to build an AI diagnostic tool, all right, for, let's say, for lung cancer, all right, you have to train it with many scans of cancer patients, as many as possible, all right, so that when it sees something similar, is able to recognize it and then place it into whichever category, that particular disease. And that falls within the scope of what we call computer vision. Computer vision is like a branch of, or a specialization in artificial intelligence. So continuous improvements. So it has continuous improvement capabilities, meaning that it has the capacity to learn and to, self-improve by itself. All right. And also AI is mathematical model application, meaning that because it is built on logic and probability, all right, it uses a lot of mathematical modeling, which I'm going to be saying, especially statistical concepts, and all of that. All right. So generally, at its core, AI is built by humans. Okay. It is trained on data and it is governed by mathematical and statistical models and algorithms. Algorithms are step-by-step, processes. Okay. So for example, if someone says, give me the algorithm of you taking tea tomorrow morning, you could start with, oh, I need to boil the water, I need to put the tea in the cup. So that step-by-step process is called algorithm. So it learns patterns from historical data, just like I've said before, applies them to new situations, and then continuously improve as more data becomes available. Now, there are three key things you need to understand when it comes to the AI landscape. Again, I'm not going in depth, I'm just laying general foundation so that you'll be familiar with the world of artificial intelligence and how these systems actually work. All right, so I'll talk a bit about deep learning, machine learning, and then artificial intelligence itself. So note that deep learning is that aspect of AI, so we call it layered, neural networks for complex pattern recognition. So as the word implies, deep learning, it's more laser focused when it comes to understanding and learning data, especially patterns. So for example, the instance I just gave, where let's say you want to diagnose cancer and you need to first train the system with so much data, images, all right? Doesn't just have to be numbers. With images, it could be that, it could be in agriculture, you can, let's say you experience an attack on your yam plantation, all right? You can take images of it and then train, an AI system to recognize this. And there's so many solutions you can actually provide with that, all right? So things like image recognition, speech recognition, and natural language, okay? That's why you can use voice notes these days with ChatGPT. It understands what you're actually talking about, all right? It has previously learned the natural language, like English language, okay? Has anyone spoken French to ChatGPT before? I need to hear your experiences. Tolu Animi, have you tried to speak French to ChatGPT before?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so did he get it right? Was he able to
Actually,
respond well?
it does. If the only time I have issues with ChatGPT is when I speak like pidgin, it just goes very unnatural, and maybe because it hasn't been trained with that.
Yes. So even for pidgin, it's beginning to learn to it's beginning to learn vocabularies and all the lingua within pidgin and so many other languages. Over time, now that's the way it works. Just like I mentioned, it has the capacity to learn by itself, all right, over time, and it improves, as such, right? So, by the way, Toluwane is the French tutor. For those of you that want to learn French, you can see her in camera. Toluwane, drop your phone number in the chat box. I just did commercial for you. You pay
Okay,
me.
thank you.
All right, so let's go, guys. So basically, the scope of deep learning in AI focuses on things like images, speech, natural language. I'm working on a project currently. It's within the health space where mamas or mothers who just newborns who just give birth to new mothers, rather I said newborns, new mothers, they will just interact with that system about. So it's going to ask them questions. They can speak. Most of them will be illiterate, right? They can speak their local dialects to it, and then it responds. All right. Ask them questions about their experience after birth, questions around postpartum depression. All right, and then is able to profile solutions. They're able to print out, from that system. They're able to print out recommendations, and then they'll just take it to the nurse or the doctor, and then they'll work on further prescription. All right, so those things fall within the scope of deep learning. All right, then machine learning, which is widely used. As a matter of fact, you can decide to specialize in machine learning and become a machine learning engineer. All right, in the US, entry-level machine learning engineer or ML engineer would earn between 80 to whatever amount, 80,000 US dollars, per annum. All right. So generally, AI, that's artificial intelligence, is a broad field of creating intelligent systems that can perform human-like tasks. The only difference is that AI can be faster than humans. AI can be smarter than 500 professors put together. A professor that has risen to the peak of their career are only sound within their field, whereas AI is smarter than just one professor because it can do the job of all the professors in the world put together, provided it has had access to the same volume of knowledge or information that all these professors, regardless of their field and background, have been exposed to. All right. So let's quickly move. So let's look at traditional programming and AI-driven systems. All right. So most software developers that are now beginning to transition into AI are beginning to see that traditional programming is soon going to be, replaced with artificial intelligence. All right. And so it's important for them to, understand the new evolution. So now, one thing to note about traditional programming is that humans define explicit rules. Okay, so all the algorithms, how you want that, let's say an app, all right, how you want it, maybe a web application or something, how you want it to perform a function, you would have to, state it clearly within that system. So human defines explicit rules. Like, okay, so when people enter Facebook, they are going to see login, username, password. If they input wrong password, this is what you should return. This is an error you should return. If they input the right thing, this is what you should do. So that flow chart and all of that is what we used to know within the traditional programming language. All right. Now, some of these things I'm saying might be complex for some people. Just listen. All right. And the more you stay close to the tech environment, you're going to get really used to this thing. So also inputs and logic manually coded, just like I just explained. All the inputs and so the logic is like what the flow chart will look like. All right, the loop. All right, so go from here to here. If this condition is met, execute this. If the condition is not met, then skip this and come here. All of those things is done by humans. That's traditional programming. So even the output is strictly determined by the written instructions. It means that system, whether an app or something, it cannot do more than what has already been programmed. all right, behind it. Most of us have used applications, in time past, all right. So it has to fall within that scope of what the programmer has done. All right. So the next is fixed behavior patterns. Now, so in fixing behavior patterns, there are times that we tend to debug. All right. We tend to debug because everything is dependent on whoever actually built the program at the back end. All right. Now, in AI-driven systems, guys, please confirm you can still hear me. Use your favorite emoji if you are still following me. Make sure you don't run away. So AI, so you need to come to see that AI is beyond ChatGPT, is beyond prompts. And by the way, let me just quickly mention, and I'm still going to expatiate on it. You're going to learn a lot of coding, a lot of maths, right? But the beautiful thing is that when you have good tutors, you see these things. Some of us, the reason we don't know maths today is not because we don't have capacity to, it's because all the maths teachers that ever taught you were the wicked people, right? And why you don't know logarithm today is because the person that taught you logarithm made it look like something very, very, very difficult. And math teachers, who can confirm that math teachers, why are they always like that? They are usually very dreadful. Use your favorite emoji if you hated your math teacher or your math teachers. All right, so I'm just trying to keep it fun because AI is already, tech generally can be, difficult. Okay. So AI system learn rules automatically from data. It means by itself is able to automatically decide what to do based on the available data. Also, AI has the ability to adapt and improve with experience. Just like we said, for example, the pidgin language, with time is going to improve greatly. But why do I feel like ChatGPT by now should even be familiar, like well familiar with, pidgin? I think after this call, you should try to speak pidgin to, ChatGPT and see how well it has improved over time. Okay. So generalized knowledge to unseen situations. All right. It has, because it collects vast amount of data to a large extent. There's no topic, that you ask AI a question about, especially generative AI, that is unable to provide solution to, because it has been trained with vast amount of data. So it's very dynamic. It has evolving capabilities, unlike traditional programming that, if you need to improve anything in that app or, website, you have to go back. So there's so much human dependencies on it. But in AI-driven systems, they have the ability to self-improve over time. All right. Now, of course, there's always the place of AI specialists, doing works to improve AI systems and all of that. As you grow in the AI field, you're going to understand how that works better. All right. So AI systems shift the focus from writing rules to providing examples. All right. And letting the system learn patterns automatically. So instead of me having to say, oh, this is what I need you to do. All right. All I just need to do is, okay, so AI, in case of next time, this is what you should do. Is this, oh, really? Okay, got you. All right. So next time when it gets a kind of data, it already knows what to do. All right. Now, these things I'm saying, they are still abstract in nature. For some of you, you only picked 20% of what I said. It's totally fine. As you go on, you're going to understand better. So let's define AI engineering, and then we're going to go straight to practical. So far, do you have any questions? Questions? I'd like to take one or two questions before we move. Questions? Yeah, let's gather everything together so that you can ask all at once. So I see Tony Elumelu, sorry, David Elumelu. Please hold on, let's wait for who else has questions. Please raise your hands if you have questions. All right, go ahead, David.
Okay, you said an algorithm is step-by-step process of doing things. So what now is the difference between an algorithm and a flowchart?
So one is pictorial, All right. One explains the logic. It's just like a diagram.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're quite just pretty much saying the same thing.
Okay.
Right. So because your algorithm is within your flowchart, if that makes sense. All
Yes.
right. Questions, other questions, so that we can move fast. Okay. So let's do this. Let's move. Let's define AI engineering. So AI engineering is a discipline. You need to see that it's a discipline. And so just like medicine, okay? It's just that these days, you don't have to necessarily spend 6-7 years within the four walls of a university before you become an AI engineer. Tech has also changed the way we see education. Okay, you can become a data analyst without going to spend 4 years in school to learn computer science. You can even become a software engineer without, having to do all of that. Okay, so AI is just a discipline, just like any other discipline. In fact, just like any engineering discipline, like mechanical engineer and all of that. So it is focused on designing. That's the first thing: designing, building, deploying, and maintaining intelligent systems in real-world environment. All right. So now, one thing you should note about AI specialists is that they're very smart people. They're not just smart because they can write code, because they can do all the technical stuff. They're smart because they can provide solutions to real problems, real business problems, real human needs. Okay, and so they are so good at designing. All right, so after they conceptualize, they understand the needs, the pain point, or the problem that needs to be addressed, then they design systems. They do not just design it, they build it from bottom up. All right, and then they deploy. So deployment can mean many things. It could mean adding it to a website, adding it to a web application or a mobile app. All right, it could mean adding it to a game, a developed game, and something of that nature, and also being able to, maintain that intelligent system. All right, so it pretty much bridges the gap between machine learning models and practical applications by combining data handling. All right, so while machine learning models appears to be more abstract, it appears to be more theoretical. All right, so in AI engineering, we try as much as possible to create actual practical systems, okay, that human beings can, relate with, at the front end. Okay, you're going to understand this better when we get to the practical. So generally, AI engineers ensure that AI solutions are reliable, they're efficient, they're scalable, and also usable in production systems. So production systems can mean many things, like web applications, just like I've mentioned before. So generally, AI engineers do a lot of data handling. That's the step where we collect data, prepare data, and do management. Hardly would you find an AI engineer who is not a data scientist by default, right? And that's because you cannot do AI without data. So in the process of becoming an AI engineer, you tend to learn data science. You tend to learn all the principles within data science, at least majority of the principles, because they are applied in artificial intelligence engineering. Also, we deploy models. So we train and then we also optimize model. Now, all of these things, you're going to understand them, as we go on. Then we deploy. So deployment is very big. There's something called AI Op, just like ML Op or DevOps for those that have software engineering background. It's just how we're able to integrate AI systems to products like applications. Then also we do continuous improvement, that's maintenance. So let me do a little bit of comparison. Let me see how many more slides I have. Okay, so I think we're almost good to go to practical. So just a little bit of difference between AI engineers and data scientists. So data scientists generally explore and analyze data patterns. All right, it can be business data, it can be from a retail store. We want to look at the patterns. For example, we might want to observe sales of a particular product. Okay, so why is this product selling so much and others are not selling? We might be checking for variables that ensure sales. Okay, so what are we doing on this product that we're not doing on other product? Why is this doing well and others are not doing well? So we try to check for patterns in data science. So we discover insights and trends. We build experimental analytical models. We focus on understanding and interpretation. All right, generally it's research oriented. All right, most of the times we do not do so much of deployment when it comes to data science as we do with AI engineering. So, but in AI engineering, we build end-to-end AI systems. All right. So what it means is that at the end of the day, you must be able to build something that users can interact with. A lot of backend work would have gone into it. Take, for example, a chatbot that you use on a website, that you interact with on a website, is an end-to-end AI system. Okay. So again, AI optimized models for performance. All right. It has a way of retraining itself, learning just to improve. Okay. All of this is I'm saying I'm going to demonstrate them through this very brief small project we're going to work on. Okay. So generally, while data science is research oriented, AI engineering or AI engineers rather, they are product oriented. What it means is that a data scientist wants to solve a business need, and it does not necessarily have to develop a product at the end of the day, but you must be able to provide recommendations that are smart based on certain models and analysis. But an AI engineer would have to, at the end of the day, produce a solution that people can interact with that solve that particular business need. So both roles work with data and models, but AI engineering emphasizes production, scalability, and real-world impact. All right, so I'm just going to skip this. I'm going to also skip this. This slide will be shared to the community. All right, so now we're going to move quickly from here. We're going to go into practical, but before we go into practical, I need you to ask questions. I need you to ask questions. Unmute yourself, ask questions. I'm going to stop sharing this. You can raise your hands if you have questions. You can ask me any question. Questions? Let me take one or two questions before we move. Who is going? Question? All right, so I would assume you do not have questions. Okay, so let me just share. You'll confirm you can see my screen. Oh, just one person can see my screen. Please, let's keep the energy high. If you can see my screen, don't run away. Don't drop off the call because you are saying coach. All right, don't dare run away. Let's do it. I believe in you. All right, Mohammed Babayaro, please, let's go. You want to ask a question? 1 minute. Yes, go ahead, please. Oh, okay. I think I was trying to use his favorite emoji. It's not like he wanted to ask questions. Okay. All right. So, what can you see? Can someone unmute themselves and tell me what they can see?
I think I've seen some codes.
Okay. How did you know their codes? Have you been coding before?
No, just the way the font is and the color sort of look like that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, we want to build an AI system. So I want you to picture it as a day in the life of an AI engineer. All right. I want to solve a simple problem. All right. And I need you to really follow me here because it gets a bit technical. Okay. So note that we have different languages in the computer world. When we say language, just the same way you picture human languages like English language and all the rest. Okay. Now, these languages are the ways we communicate with the computer. All right. So it means in order for you to be able to effectively do stuff with a computer, you need to have some level of mastery in different languages. So we have languages like JavaScript, you would have heard things like Python. All right. So those are what we call programming languages. All right. And again, today is not for us to learn about Python, but Python is a very popular tool that is used in AI engineering. Okay, so it means that you have to gain some level of mastery in the use of Python in order for you to be able to, speak the language of Python. All right, and that way you can interact with the computer system pretty well and then do stuff. So also for us to build AI systems, we need to know Python because Python as a language gives us the ability to do many, many things, including, building intelligent systems like AI systems. All right. Everything I just said, even if it's just 50% you picked, just keep following. You're going to understand better, as we go on. All right. Now we're going to be want to develop a system, want to train a simple sentiment analysis AI. So when you hear the word sentiment, who can tell me the meaning of the word sentiment? What does sentiment mean? Sentiment.
Bias.
Bias, yes. Can we have more? When you say sentiment.
Emotional perspective.
Perspective. Good.
Emotional.
Preference.
Your preference. Good. Or opinion. What you think. All right. So have you ever bought a product from somewhere before and then they say on their website or your social media, you can drop a comment if you liked this stuff, and then you are reading, or let's say you want to buy something and they are not sure about the person selling that thing. I just went to their IG to see what people are saying, and you're saying, useless products. What kind of product is this? I would never in my life recommend even my enemy. Would you buy it? Someone should please unmute themselves and tell me. Would you buy it? Why won't you buy it? And if has anyone had that experience, please share your experience with me where you went online and then you just realized that.
For me, well,
Anybody?
it was on Amazon.
Okay.
I wanted to order a book because I liked how the cover was, and then I just saw the reviews. I didn't understand where the story was going. People were just saying different things. I was like, nope. I just removed it from my cart instantly.
That God forbid. Right. So those are people's opinion, right? And so sentiment is a very big deal in the business world. All right. You see, a business can hire an engineer, an AI engineer, or a data scientist strictly just to help them analyze their social media data. That would be all. Because feedback is very important. If you are getting more negative sentiments than positive sentiment, it's a big deal. I hope you know that. All right. So I just needed to mention that so that you understand what we mean when we say sentiment AI. So we want to train it very simple. It's going to be very simple. Again, you're going to accelerate, you're going to scale when you understand these things at the foundational level. And that explains why I don't know what's stopping you before now from taking a course in AI engineering. All right. So if you've not found out how interesting it is, I believe this bootcamp is going to open your eyes to see how interesting AI can be. And it's a lot more interesting when you have good teacher, a good facilitator to really walk you through this patiently so understand this. Right. Some people might already have begun to make up their mind that yes, in this 2026, they must become AI engineers so that they can start cashing out in US dollars. I'm going to ask staff from Amdoranalytics to drop an expression of interest form in the chat so that people who might be interested will just fill this. So we're going to continue. and that won't distract us. So someone is going to drop a form in the chat, then feel free to to click the form and then fill it. But first of all, let your mind be in class. Okay. So now, like I said, Python is a language. Python is a language we use to do stuff, also in AI, in order for us to build. So it means you must understand how Python is spoken, just the way you understand English. All right. The same way you understand the way, as I'm speaking, you understand what I'm saying. Python also has a way in which the language is structured. It has its own semantics, it has its own syntax, all right, which you must gain mastery of. So sentiment analysis means teaching, a computer, right, to understand whether a piece of text is positive or negative, because usually you can only have 3 types of outcomes when it comes to sentiment. All right, so imagine a customer says, well, I'm not sure, I'm just indifferent. That's like a neutral sentiment. Well, many a times people would either be tilted towards positive or negative, sentiment. So when we say sentiment analysis, we want to train the computer, all right, or it's a means of teaching the computer, to understand whether a piece of text, notice I use the word text, T-E-X-T, text, is either positive or negative. So take, for example, oh, I love this product. Can someone unmute themselves and tell me if that is a positive or negative sentiment? I love this product. Is it positive or negative?
It is positive.
Okay, what about this is terrible? This is terrible.
Negative.
Negative, right? Good, good. That's beautiful. So today what we're going to do is that we're going to teach a computer how to do this. All right. Now you're going to learn that computers, they don't really understand English like that, like text, like words. It understand what we call binary. It speaks the language of numbers. So it means what we're going to be doing is we're going to give it a data that comes in text form, like, oh, I love this product. Oh, I'm really in love with this product. Something of that nature, or I hate this product. And then we're going to find a way to make it into the language, all right, that the computer is going to learn. Now, there are different environments where we can speak this language. We call it IDEs, Integrated Development Environment. Now, there are environments that can be installed on your local machine, on your computer. But we're not going to go through all of those threads because this is a boot camp and it's very short, all right? However, we have some cloud-based services that can be used and will still give us the kind of results that we want. So there's something we call Google Colab, like Google Collaboration. The short form is Google Colab. So Google Colab helps us to write or to speak Python language. Remember I said that you can't build things in AI without being able to speak at least a language, and Python is a popular language that computer system can understand, all right? So it means if you want to use Python to ask a computer to do something, all right, it means you yourself, you must be familiar with that language, okay? It takes some time to learn Python. Some things might be completely new to you. It's okay. Some things you have to just cram them. But the first thing we want to establish is how do AI specialists think? How do they come about building those kind of products or AI solutions or applications that you interact with, on a daily basis? Okay, so we're going to do something very simple with it. And like I said, it is built on data. Okay, so you want to go to Google, all right? You want to type, so I already have this here. So I'm going to, so Google, what you're going to do is to say, oh, Google Colab. You can just say Google Colab. Okay, I'm not sharing. I need to share my entire screen. Just give me a bit so that you see what I'm doing. I'll stop sharing, and then I'm going to share my entire screen. So I'll just share the entire screen. Okay. Anybody see? Can anyone see my screen? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so we are here. I'm going to. So I'm going to type. Let me just keep this. So you just want to go to Google and say Google Colab. Colab. Okay, you're going to see different options. All right, so you can just click on this collab.google. So once you click on it, it's going to come here. You can say new notebook. All right. So once you click on new notebook, it brings you to an interface where you can start speaking the Python language or start writing codes in Python language. All right. So just forgive my internet is a bit slow. It's loading. It's going to sure. Boom. So this is what it looks like. All right. So I just to save us time, I'm not going to be writing code from scratch. I'm going to go back to what I've already been done. I'm going to use that to teach. However, take notes for you. This is what the fresh notebook would look like. All right. So it appears just like a notebook. Here you can type text. If you use this, it's going to give you a place where you can type in text. Then here for code. Okay. Now please, can you all still hear me? Can we keep the energy high? Can we keep the energy high? All right. So once you open it, it's going to look like just what I showed to you. Now, so let's assume we have already renamed our file. So I would need you to rename your file with this. All right. You can call it sentiment analysis, sentiment underscore analysis. You can decide not to put underscore. It's nothing serious. It's just normal naming, like you're naming a file. Sentiment underscore analysis underscore AI. Make sure to leave this extension. It means something, and that's the assignment for you today. What's the full meaning of IPYMP? MB? You can find out about that later. All right. So just like in English language, we have different aspects. We have art, we have science. All right, we have libraries for these things, and because within each of those fields, they have their own lingua. Okay, so for example, if I say stress, the word stress in psychology, it has to do with mental health. Well, stress in physics, how many of you did physics? If you did physics, use your favorite emoji. I know you won't use it because I'll ask you a question. Oh, you did, you're in trouble. Those of you that use your favorite emoji. So what does stress mean in physics? Do you remember Young's modulus? The ratio of stress to strain. You remember, right? All right. So usually we're dealing with something different. So it means those are, there's a name we call them in English. Is it homophone or so? They're similar in meaning. No. I think I'm getting it wrong. So when you say stress, something that has, the same spelling, the same word having different meanings, right? So within different contexts. So it means that when you enter into science library, there are certain concepts, all right, though still within English language, there are certain concepts you'll find in science, technology, engineering, and maths that will be totally different from art, all right? So think of libraries within Python language as such. So Python has libraries, and these libraries, you need to know what is inside those libraries, because those libraries help us to achieve different results. Okay, so one of it is what we call pandas. Okay, it's not Kung Fu Pandas. For those of you that love movies, it's not Kung Fu Pandas. But again, I don't have time to. So that's why you need to enroll for the main course. I like GIST a lot, as you can tell. And it's because tech is already difficult. So I try to not make it more difficult. So I try to, strip in GIST here and there. I'll give you the gist behind Panda. And why? Okay, so why are we calling it Pandas? So Pandas is a library within Python. Okay. All right, let me reconnect. So Python, Pandas is a library within Python that helps us to be able to read data, especially data that are in table forms. It helps us to do many things, but at the basic level, you need to take note of that. So generally, libraries, like I said, they are tools that help us to do things easily. Okay, so now we need to import our library. Like I said, this class is not to teach you Python as a language itself, all right? Something you need to learn in a specialized course, all right, which I've encouraged you to do. Once you fill that form, you'll be able to access that course. So So import is an inbuilt function within Python that allows for us to activate a library. So pandas is a library we want to activate. The moment we say import pandas, so it immediately recognizes that yes, from now henceforth, you want to start using all the capabilities within pandas. But we don't want to be writing, because we're going to be rewriting these pandas every now and then. But it's too long. Instead of saying pandas every now and then, we want to use PD. So everywhere you want to say pandas, just say PD. All right. It's PD. So that's why we say, okay, so import pandas, but don't just import pandas, import it as PD. All right, so you want to type this in your code line. Now, how did I come to write this? So I needed to do this so that it's going to be neat, just like you're writing in your notebook. So we want to import the basic libraries. So to do this, I clicked on text. So that allows you to type and do stuff. You can bolden it if you want. And, so yeah, I'm just going to delete that. So it's going to give you that result, but we don't want this. So I'm going to just delete it. Okay. And then when I need to write my code script, I'll just come to code and then say, okay, yeah. All right. Then I can start typing whatever my code is. Okay. Again, we don't need that. So I just wanted to show you these two buttons. So the moment you type this import pandas as PD, you then want to click on this thing that looks like play. It's the run. But so it's going to run the code that we have in this script. You see, Python is a high-level language, and by high-level language, what we mean is that it operates just like English language. It means the code are things that you are familiar with. You're familiar with the word import. It's very intuitive. It's something you can easily relate with. Pandas, you are familiar with it. The word AS, you are familiar with it. PD, okay? Those are the code. Those are the codes we are talking about. It's high-level. You can interact with it as a human, all right? So I'm going to run. Wait for it to run. It's going to check and say, yes, I'm done running it. So this way, it already recognizes that library, because we need to use it for something. You're going to, in a bit, you're going to understand why we have to do that. All right, don't forget that our goal is that we want to build an AI system, okay, a sentiment analysis AI system that allows the computer to be able to recognize sentiment, whether they're negative or positive. All right, guys, are you still with me? Can we keep the energy high? Use your favorite emoji if you are still following me. All right, guys, I really like the energy in the house. I really hope to see all of you in class proper. Okay. Some of you be like, his mouth is too sweet. Sorry, that's the way I'm wired. Yeah, make sure I see your class. So don't let me waste my sweat trying to introduce this thing. You must take this course. Okay. If it were to be a physical meeting, I would have asked you to turn to your neighbor and say, make sure you take this course. If on this call, turn to your neighbor, you can see your neighbor and tell them, make sure you take this course. That's me just playing around. All right, so I hope you follow to this point. So you've learned a bit about pandas today. Okay, don't stress about, okay, so this pandas thing, there's so much more about it, but for now, just cram it. And yeah, again, the recording of this session is going to be shared to you so that you can repeat the process again. So the next thing I want to do is to load a real simple data set. Now, like I said, sentiment usually businesses of all sizes, you know that now your market is online. All right. In fact, any business that is not thriving online is not thriving online at all. Okay, so it means we need engineers, we need data scientists, we need machine learning experts, we need AI engineers that can help us to go to our data online, because those comments, they are data. They're very important to businesses. It helps them to get proper feedback, helps us to analyze, customer sentiment, and then we're able to improve our product, improve our services and our processes. All right, you see why you are very useful. Okay, you are able to provide powerful solutions by simply looking at data and then analyzing the data and then probably building an intelligence system that addresses a major problem. So we need to load a simple data. Now, usually there's a way we scrape data from the internet. All right, they're different. Even within Python, there's another library we call Beautiful Soup. All right, don't think of it as the soup you eat with Gary, with Eba. We have a library called Beautiful Soup. It's built for you to easily go to somebody's website and gather all the comments, all right, and then put it in maybe a document in order for you to be able to analyze it. I'm just trying to use simple concepts so that you understand how these things work. You'd have seen chat sections where comment sections rather, where there are so many comments. Those comments are saying their data is plenty money, is gold. Are you following me, please? If you're following me again, use your favorite emoji. You won't be tired of using your favorite emoji because I need to be sure you're with me. All right, use your favorite emoji again. Awesome. So those things are data that are very important. So picture this. We have very simple data here. All right. So what I just did here is I'm trying to define simple data. Sometimes it can come in JSON file. JSON file is a type of file format. Think of Excel workbook. All right. It has Excel extension .xlsx. Extension. We also have you'd have seen some document that says .csv. That's comma separated value format file. All right, so different documents come in different forms. Okay, so those are ways data are actually stored. But for us, we're just inputting our data manually. Okay, so we have different frameworks within Python. So this is like a dictionary. It's a dictionary format. Again, you need to know Python to be able to understand what I just did here. For now, don't worry so much about why this thing is written like this and why this indentation is like this. Those are questions that if you ask me now, I'm not going to answer you because you need to go and register for proper class. Okay, generally you just want to understand the logic behind how we work. Again, I just need you to replicate this. So copy everything you're saying here when you're working on the practical by yourself. So what we simply did here is we want to define what we call a data frame. A data frame is just the scope of the data we want to use, all right, to train our computer for sentiment analysis. All right, so we want to call it data, and this curly bracket you're seeing is just the beginning of the loop. All right, so again, we have to first define that. See, it's not numeric because it is text, or what we call string data type. Everything that falls here, all right, into this square bracket are all text. And every time, generally in programming language, every time you write text, you have to quote them. Okay, again, how all of these things came to be, why we're writing it this way, is something that you need to learn separately. But for now, just know that this is the data we want to use. So imagine that we have collected simple data from a website or let's say an IG page, and it came from 6 different customers. The first one says, "Oh, I love this product," comma. All right, so another customer says, "Ah, this is the best thing ever." And that says, "Amazing experience, very happy." And that says, "I hate this." The kind of comments that social media managers or customer experience associates do not like to see, right? Because it changes people's mood. "I hate this. This is terrible. Worst experience of my life." Those big things. How many of you have said things like that on, social media or page of a particular product or service provider? Anybody? You can just use your favorite emoji. Okay, those things they are putting in there, their data. Okay, now if a company will crash, is that they didn't maximize their data, they didn't analyze their pattern to be able to improve their processes. Okay, so generally what all of this is telling us is these are the things, the data we've collected. This is a very simple data. Again, AI generally needs vast amount of data in order for its accuracy. Okay, we're going to be testing accuracy of models. I'll be explaining what models are as we go on so that you really understand how these things work. But first, we need data. Okay, we need data. So we've collected the data. All right. This is how Python helps you to, understand the data, helps you, all right, to be able to also categorize the data. Now, because we want to use 2 types of sentiments, all right, remember we said sentiment means opinion, perspective. All right, so let's say that this the sentiment or the opinion of different users. I want to categorize the sentiment into 2, either positive or negative. Obviously, the first 3 sentiments or sentences we have here, they are positive sentiments, and the last 3, they are negative. And that's why we're telling Python, okay, so I need you to note that there are sentiments, all of this, they are sentiment, and then the first one is positive, the next is positive, the third is positive, but the last 3, they are negative, negative, negative. Okay, so we want to close this. And then, so I mentioned data frame. Data frame is just the scope. It's like telling me that, okay, my entire data set, this is what it is for what I want to achieve. All right, so it's not going to go beyond that. So I'm defining my data frame by saying df equals, again, to define data frame, you need pandas. So pandas helps you to recognize data. Trust me, everything I'm saying now, for some of you, you only understand 10% of it. It's totally fine for a start. So don't beat yourself up that, I mean, he's saying many things that he's looking too fast. I don't seem to be getting it. It's normal. It's not possible. If you get it at once and it's your first time, we need to check your temperature, your body temperature. There's something must be wrong. All right. So I'm telling you for free that you're not supposed to get it fully. All right. The very first instance. Okay. Is anybody getting it 100% the first instance? I'll ask your neighbor to check your temperature. You need to be sure. I'm just going to run away. It's completely fine. All right. It takes a lot of practice. You need to understand Python itself for it to build. Okay. Just keep following with your mind. What we simply did here is to load real simple data. That's all, from 3 different customers. And this is their sentiment categorization. Gaskia, you see, data frame is just simply saying that every time I say DF, it's going to tell me all the thing within my data and put it within a table format or an all-call metrics format. All right. So now, why this is starting from 0, this serial number, is because in indexing within Python programming language, it indexes from 0. It means 0 is the first element or the first item, on the list. All right, that's why. So although there are 6 customers, you see you have 0 to 5. 0 is the first. All right. So the data frame, why we just added this is so that we're able to properly present this data as you are seeing it in a table format. Okay, so you see we have the text. All right, what's the text is what those people said, their comment. And then the categorization of the sentiment is what we have here, is the sentiment. Okay, so we have 3 columns and we have 6 rows. All right, guys, are you still with me? This is your favorite emoji. You won't be tired. You must get it. You must get it. Okay. Some of you, I'm sure you're already happy that I should be able to learn coding. This coding thing is even hard. They play. So anyway, just starting from scratch. So, but I believe you've gotten to that point, at least to an extent. Now, so what I just did, after I've written all of this, all right, take your time to write all of this. So also I'll try to share the script with, so whenever the video is released, the script will also be shared. All right, so after we've written all of this, what we did is to run it, okay? So when we ran it, it gave us this output. It's very important. So now we have a clear picture of what our data looks like, okay? If you are using a larger data set, most likely you won't be the one inputting it manually here. It could be that you're going to import it from an Excel format, Excel sheet or so. It means when the data is scraped from whatever source it is, it has been captured in whatever form, maybe in Excel format, and then it already looks like this. It means you have different texts, different things people said about that particular product, all right, or whatever, or that service, okay? And then also the sentiment column, okay? So you just import it, and then when you print it, it's going to show you sometimes the first 10, then you can then define how many you want to see. Maybe it's the first 5, you want to see the first 20, and all of that. You're going to learn that better in class. So now that we have an idea of our data, because like we said, we need the data first. We need to train the AI system. Generally, we need to train the computer, all right, with this data, and then we'll move on from there. All right, so generally, let's understand our data in simple terms. As you can see, so what I did here is to just count how many sentiments belongs to each category. All right, so from the data frame, okay, it says, okay, check sentiment. Remember, this is sentiment and this is text, but I'm interested in the sentiment part. All right, so I want to be able to categorize it based on sentiment. I want to count each sentiment. So I want you to give me value. So I use value underscore count. All right, it's an inbuilt function in Python. Again, is a new language to you. So don't try to figure it. Okay, so why are we saying value underscore count? When you learn the language itself, you know how to speak it. And why I have to use value underscore count and just open and close parentheses, and then I run it. Okay, so that it will generally give me the count. Okay, so it's going to tell me sentiment and count. So for the positive sentiment, there are 3. It's obvious. And negative, there are 3. All right. If the data were more than this, imagine the comment section, we had over 16,000 comments. All right. It's easy for you to look at the data, even on the table, and say, oh, there are just 6 comments. I can see I have 3 positive and 3 negative. Well, if the data is very vast, it's not that easy. And that's why you need to use this so that you can quickly understand your data from the surface. You can immediately tell which sentiment is higher than the other. In fact, you can start providing solution already. See, on this your particular post or product or what have you, you have more negative reviews. You see, sometimes it's not even a question of whether they are more positive review than negative. Imagine you have, out of 2,000 comments, you have 1,700 positive and 300 negative. Even that 300 is something of concern that needs to be looked into. All right, there's something we call word cloud analysis. Then you now start checking what are the most common things, negative things people are saying. Okay, now those things I'm saying falls within the realm of data science and data analytics. All right, where you are now picking the negative sentiment, analyzing the negative sentiment itself. That, okay, what are the most popular things people are saying? Okay, so that we can prioritize and then know how we can eliminate those things, or deal with those things so that we don't have problem again. Do you see how reasonable this thing is? How that those of us in the tech world, we use technologies to provide real and meaningful solutions to businesses. Just to follow me, please choose your favorite emoji. Awesome. So I'm glad you're following me. All right, so let's move. So I just did it, and then so we have an idea that okay, we have 3 positive and 3 negative. It's a very simple data. Now, the computer does not understand text. All these texts are saying, we need to convert it to number. It's like we want to code it, we want to reassign, we want to say, oh, anywhere you see positive, this is what it meant, is a number. And anywhere you see negative, is a, do you understand? All right, so we need to convert it, and that's the core idea behind AI. Okay, so all those texts, in order for AI to understand it, we need to build this in such a way that all these texts will be converted into a system, all right, that the AI, all right, can actually understand. Okay, I need someone to unmute and let me know if they understood what I said and maybe explain it. Let's do that quickly. 1 minute, because it's very important. Quickly, anybody, feel free. However you say it, I'm not going to judge you. Guys, we listen, we don't judge. We listen, we don't judge. Who is going? Who is going? Okay, so I'm going to repeat what I said. All right. So our data is in text format. Computers understand number. Okay. We need to find a way to convert those text into number. There's a way I could have said it with tech term, but I'm not going to use that. So that's as simple as that. So we need to convert our text into numbers. All right. So now, just like we have pandas, there's something we call sklearn. Okay. It's for feature extraction for text. It's an inbuilt function within Python, all right, that allows us to be able to interact with text data, okay? And then we use the count vectorizer. Again, like I said, these are things that you're completely new to, and you shouldn't bother yourself so much about, okay, what does this thing even mean, right? You learn about those things by and by in class, because you need to first learn about Python itself in order for you to be able to use it. So just picture it this way, that I've written a code here to convert all of those texts into number, into a form, all right, that the AI system is going to really understand. All right, so that's what I just did here. And so I'm going to run this. Okay, so I've run it. All right, now, so still building on that. All right, so all of these jargons you are seeing here that I wrote, all right, it's for it to be able to understand that now I have a text data and I want to embed it into a particular system. All right. So all of this code you are seeing here is to achieve the same intent. Okay. So when you're doing it, all I just need for you to do is to copy the same line of code. All right. The same line of code. All right. So it allows you to be able to guys, can you still hear me? I'm trying to switch network. Okay. If your heart is beating already, use your favorite emoji. If your heart is beating already, if you're already scared that what is this, I'm sure you won't confess. Okay, so anyways, all right, so we're going to push further. So now the next thing we need to do is I need to be sure you all are still with me. If you follow to this point, apart from the code part where I said, don't worry, you're going to learn that by and by. If you follow to this point, use your favorite emoji. If you follow the logic, all right, to this point. So if you follow to this point, I need someone to tell me, okay, so what have you been doing? What have you been trying to achieve up to this point? Tell me. Did I say Coinsola? Is it Coinsola? Who wants to go? Don't be scared. We will listen. We will not judge you. Who wants to go? What have you been trying to achieve? Anybody? I'm going to call names. Those of you that have gone to sit at the back of the class, I'm going to call you now. Why am I finding difficult to locate people? Please use your favorite emoji again if you follow. Okay, someone just unmuted. Great.
How to identify a negative something.
Okay, say that again.
How to identify a negative object or something.
Okay, sentiment. Okay.
Although I came in a bit late, but I think.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you for that. We are clap for him now. You did not talk, so you have to clap. Clap. Yes. Yeah. Clap. 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 All right. Who wants to go next? Who wants to tell us what are we trying to achieve? What did we say we want to achieve at the end of the day? I need one more person to go. Yes, David. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so is the sentiment analysis. We're trying to distinguish negative and positive comments. And since it's AI engineering, which is different from data science, in the end, you said you have to launch or deploy a product because it's not research oriented, it's more product oriented.
Okay. Okay. All right. Can we have one more? I think we are following. I'm glad I'm getting those feedback. Can we have one more? One more. We won't move forward until we get one more. One more. Can we get one more? Why is Amdoranalytics using love, pink love emoji? Who wants to go? Who wants to go? Who wants to go next? Is Tolu still on the call? Hi, Tolu, are you there? Okay, so you want me to go over it again? Use your favorite emoji. Because we can't continue if you didn't get it to this point. Okay, you don't want me to go back. You want me to go forward. So tell me what have we been trying to achieve? Hafiz, we have speak.
Yes, I joined just just now. So actually on the
Oh, okay.
it's actually on
Yeah.
the route. So my emoji is
Okay.
probably if it's possible for you to just cover it again. But if it's not there, of
Oh,
course, yeah, I can.
okay. Okay. So again, it might not be possible for us to, go over it again. So because of time, we have barely less than 30 minutes to move. All right. Now, I'm very big on people following, like I mentioned, if you're not familiar with Python programming language, there are things that will be difficult, all right, to explain on this particular call. However, there is a logic, there is a sequence, there is a flow, all right, of how AI engineers work, especially starting with interacting with data. All right. Remember, I mentioned that Python is a language that you have to first of all be familiar with, because in AI engineering, we use Python. Okay, you need to be familiar with libraries and all of that. All right. So now, so just so that I don't, push this too much, and then it gets more confusing. All right. I need to get some feedback about what you think AI engineers actually do. Now, let's combine the theoretical session with the practical session so far. So I need to get that feedback. I'm very big on feedback. How do you picture AI engineers moving forward? Based on this short information you've gotten up to now, how do you picture AI engineers? What do AI engineers do? What do AI engineers do? Who wants to speak? Okay, I'll start calling names. I need like 5 people. I need like 5 people. Let me start with Coinsola Wahab. Coinsola Wahab's energy is very high. So don't fall our hand now. Coinsola. Hi, Wahab, are you on the call? Okay, Wahab has gone MIA. Samuel Akoni. Samuel Akoni. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
you want to speak?
Okay, hold on, sir. AI engineers, based on what we've been following for a while, let me use the present example we are working on. The AI engineer for this exact problem is trying to give a human activity to a machine, which is not, which is because it might be too much for a human. For example, analyzing a very large comment section, data set from a comment section, not as little as the one we have here. This one is quite a little content and it's easy to analyze by a human. But when it gets much larger, it's better to give it to a machine. But before that can be achieved, it's not just converting human to machine. It requires some background codes, like what we are doing here, converting human language to machine language. Then the machine analyzes that, then converts back to human language. So I think the engineer just is the one that controls that loop.
Beautiful. Now I feel more relaxed that yes, I have people that have been following. And it's okay if it's still for some of you, you've never had any coding background at all, right? It's completely fine, and that explains why. Can the staff from Amdo please put in the link, expression of interest form link to in the chat, right? Some of you are already inspired already. For some of you, you believe that no, you need a specialized training in order for you to be able to really flow along with this. Please drop that. You can fill in the form All right, so we're going to wrap up with this. Again, you're going to go back to the recording and then you're going to get it. So the things that I'll be saying that might be complex, again, even if it's 10% understand, you're able to grab from what I'm saying, it's completely fine. Okay, it's okay for the first interaction. It's normal. Like I said before, if you know it 100% from now, then we need to check your body temperature. We should run away from you. All right. Now, we have text data, assuming we script it using, let's say, a library like Beautiful Soup. We script, the data from, let's say, the social media handle of a particular company, all right, maybe from Twitter, from IG or what have you. And basically what we've just done here is we're assuming we just have 6 comments. And then from the count, we have 3 sentiments tilting to positive and the other 3, being negative, all right? So generally, we need to be able to convert this text into numbers, into a format that can be used to train a model. Models are templates. Some of you from basic math class, you are familiar with models. For example, the equation of a straight line, y equals mx plus c, is a model, all right? It's a general model, all right? We have general and we have specific model. So usually when we know the value of our m, which is the gradient of the slope, and our c, which is the intercept, it's easy for us to call it a specific. So it means we're able to predict what the value of our dependent variable y would be when we manipulate or maneuver our x, which is the independent variable. Everything I just said now, even if it's just 5% you understood, it's totally okay. All right, if you followed me and you got at least 5% of what I said, use your favorite emoji. Yes, thank you, David. All right, thank you. All right. Okay. So, so when we say train, now that we've been able to use all of this, let me use jargons. All right, let me call it jargons. We've been able to do the O conversion with all of those code scripts, and now it's pretty much we have done some assignments, so to say, pretty much like turning text into values, into integers or into numbers that is relatable with the AI system. All right, so and we've used the sklearn module or library within Python to actually do all of those conversions. Now we need to define what we want to predict. Now again, I'm not going to dwell so much about the statistical background behind this. Okay, you need to have some statistical grounding to understand what we call prediction, the kind of statistical tool and models that we use per time. These things, it takes time to learn on their own. And that explains why you have to register for the program, all right, so that you really understand some of the things, that I'm going to be talking about in a bit, all right? So, so one popular model that we're going to use here, basically, we want to train. By the way, you hear the word train often. So when we say train, so to train means, you want to show the computer examples and then correct answers. All right. So the model is pretty much like learning patterns, between words and sentiment. It's pretty much telling the AI system that, so every time you see words that looks like, oh, I love you, not I love you. Let's go back here. I love the product. This is the best thing ever. Those things, it gives the vibe of positive sentiment. All right. However, what are the things you want it to recognize and then note that this thing is not positive, this thing is danger, is negative? Basically, that's what it means. So, train a model. All right. So training generally just means to show the computer examples and correct answers. Oh, so every time you see this is what it means. Every time you see this is what it means. Every time you see something of this nature, it means it is positive sentiment. Every time you see something of this nature, it means it is negative, sentiment. All right. So, like I said, so let's think of this as, a basic model, and then we're extracting from a data frame. All right. So remember, we have sentiment from a data frame. All right. So basically, we want to train a simple model. And then we're going to be using the multinomial analysis. All right. So, but in this case, because we have different types of multinomial predictive analysis, again, I do not have the luxury of time to really explain this and why we are using this for our prediction. Remember that these systems need a template, it needs a prototype, it needs something more or less like a probability system, all right, that makes it look at a data and say, okay, so if it is this, then this is what it is actually referring to. Basically, that's the logic, behind prediction. All right, so with multinomial NB, we're referring to multinomial naive Bayes. So if you're familiar with statistics, you would have heard concepts like the Bayesian theorem. All right, so this multinomial analysis is a multinomial tool, is a statistical tool that we use for predictive analysis and also for modeling, in training AI systems or AI model. All right, so it's just like a simple algorithm designed to work very well with text data. Because we're dealing with text data, that's the rationale behind using this particular model. All right, so also from sklearn and naive Bayes, we import this particular one because we have different, naive Bayes. So we're using this particular one for this purpose. We have multiple texts that we're actually analyzing. Again, don't fret if you do not understand fully everything I'm saying. Is normal. It takes time to and some background in statistics to be able to, build these things. Okay. So basically, what this model does is it's going to look for words. That's what it's looking for. All right. It also learns which words appear more in negative and in negative text or positive text. That's what it helps you to do. All right. Then it also uses probability. All right. It uses probability to make decision. All right. Basically, we are trying to train the system to take note of when it is negative sentiment and when it is positive sentiment. All right. Which texts or which kind of words tilt more to negative sentiment and which kind of text tilts more to positive sentiment. So just in short, I just wanted to take a little bit of time to explain this. Again, I'm not going to be very explicit with it. So basically, multinomial NB learns, okay, which word sounds positive. Does it sound positive? Okay, so if it sounds positive, I'm going to print, or I'm going to say, oh, it is actually positive. All right. And which words or text sounds negative? Basically, that's what it means. So basically, we use this in things like sentiment analysis, which we are doing, things like spam detection, other things like text classification. All right. So you want to run this. So once you run this, that helps you to import the library, and then we're going to fit the model. Model fitting is another conversation altogether. For now, what you are trying to learn is the flow, the logic, and we're driving somewhere, which is the output. All right. Yes. So you come.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah,
Hi, good
good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Yeah, well done, everyone. Hope we're all learning.
Yes, yeah, we are learning.
Yes, yes.
Okay, please let's give him some minutes to join us. I guess it is internet. All right, so while we're waiting for him, I will proceed. Okay, so we've learned a lot about AI engineering, the practical part of the program. So I want to show you the opportunities in the space. I know Okwe mentioned something about the future of the job market. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and I show you now. I know we got a lot of message from people asking us what is the job prospect like, right? And I would like to do that now. You know, sometimes it's nice for you to see before you believe. Please confirm you can see my screen. All right, so this is the future of job 2025. This was released last year, January 2025. Okay, so we're going to go through this and see what are the job prospects. Or what is the top one in-demand skills according to the future of job reports. So let's give it some seconds to open. So this is the future of job report 2025. So let's go down and see the top one in-demand skills. Let's see if we're going to see that. So you can see here, AI information, but let's go down. You're going to see where it is produced in AI engineering. Just give me some seconds to go through this. Even the big data is under AI engineering as well. So see. So let's go through Google so we can easily see that. Sort of this. Okay, so while we are trying to fix this or show you, we're going to look at opportunities in the space, in the AI engineering space. Like I said, a lot of people reached out to us and they were asking of the job prospects in the AI engineering space. Okay, so I'm going to use some platform. We're going to use one of the most popular platform, which is LinkedIn, to search for the future of the job in the AI space. Let's give it a second. So this is job search. My network is loading, just give it a second. So here I'm going to search for AI engineering. So I'll say AI engineer. Let's say we have AI engineer. So you can see remote data scientist, that's machine learning, is still under AI engineering space. Prompt engineer, artificial intelligence, that's AI engineer. Okay, so it has a lot of prospects, like a lot of opportunities in the space. As of today, AI engineer is the number one in demand skills. Number one. Okay, so if you check other websites as well, like job website, they can as well help you with the opportunities in the AI engineering space. So this is read.co.uk. I love to use this space to search for job or remote jobs. You know, I think I got another message from someone yesterday asking for opportunities if she can work from anywhere because of where she's currently living. And I want to say something here. In as much as you are acquiring in-demand skills, you don't have any limitation. You can work from anywhere across the globe. And I always use myself as an example. I've been working for over different, like how many years now, and I've not been to any office. It has been work from home. So if you have in-demand skills, you are a global talent. Okay, so let's come here. This is our platform, lead.co.uk. I'm going to ask for the opportunities in AI engineer. So it asks for location. Let's say London. Okay, and let's search. So you can see here, AI engineer. This was posted 9 hours ago, right? If you go there, you can see that is what is still remote opportunity. Now this is senior AI engineer. This is AI engineer. Now if you scroll down, you see a lot of them, and trust me, they are not being paid couple. Is huge amount of money that they are getting paid, right? So you can see here, this is AI engineer. So they have the fee here. This is 80,000 to 120,000 pounds per annum. Okay, if you scroll down, like other platforms, so there's a lot of opportunities in this space. If you want to get a remote job, you can get a remote job here. Okay, and of course, if you want to relocate abroad, you can still get all these things here. Now, let me talk about AI engineering program here at Amdoranalytics. Now, here at Amdoranalytics, we have 2 AI engineering programs. So one is 6 months program with 2 months internship. 6 months program with 2 months internship. Okay, so in that space, you are going to be learning everything about AI engineering. You're going to be learning both advanced AI engineers like natural language processing, computer vision, machine learning, and others. So I'm going to share our curriculum. I know a lot of people has been asking this question. Okay, so how do I get advanced? How do I know what I will be learning as an AI engineering student if I register with you guys? And tell me why I should register with Amdoranalytics. Okay, just give me a second to do this. So this is our AI engineering brochure. Okay, so like I said, we have 2 programs for AI engineering. We have one that is 4 months training. 4 months training plus 1 month internship. That's total of 5 months training. We have another one. If you go to our website, I'm going to direct you to our website. We're going to go there together. If you have another one, you see another one that is 6 months training plus 2 months internship. Okay, so the difference between the two, let me talk about it, because you've seen all of us you've seen us posting things about our programs, right? So we have AI engineering professional. So you can see AI engineering specialist. Okay, so AI engineering professional and AI engineering specialist, they are the same, but not exactly the same, because the AI engineering specialist is more advanced tools that you're going to be learning to compare with AI engineering professional. So you can't compare a program that you're learning for 6 months with what you're learning for 4 months. So 2 months is a very big gap. And again, the internship. So you're going to be working on real world internship for the programs, all of the programs, daily internship programs, right? Are you there? Okay, so let's look at the curriculum of all our the AI engineering program. So yeah, so now the AI engineering program, you are going to be working on Python. You can see what we have here, advanced. Okay, you see advanced. So you are going to be looking at mathematics. Trust me, I know a lot of people reached out to us and you're asking, you know what, I want to start this program, but I don't know anything about mathematics. I don't like numbers. Let me tell you something. If you don't like numbers, you don't need to be interested in AI engineering program. Yes, all our programs are beginners friendly programs. I mean beginners. We are going to take it from the basic. We are going to take you as if you've not seen any of this program before. We're going to take you as we can take a child. You know, when a child wants to start working, somebody that will be there to be guiding he or her in order not to for her not to hurt herself. So that is what we're going to be doing here. But trust me, there's an area where you are going to be assisting yourself. You understand? So that is where your effort, your commitment, your consistency comes in. So you're going to be learning advanced artificial intelligence, mathematics. So you're going to be learning. This is what I'm sharing now is the specialist tiers, okay, the specialist curriculum that I'm sharing now. So you're going to be looking at deep learning. I know when we started, Papa shared about deep learning, okay. Please kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute yourself.
I love it.
So you're going to be, thank you for that. So you're going to be looking at deep learning, right? And it takes an advanced one that you're going to be looking at, okay? So like I said, we're going to be looking at natural language processing, everything that you're going to be learning under AI engineering specialist here at Amdoranalytics is advanced machine learning, advanced statistics, which is the mathematics, advanced natural language processing, computer vision, advanced one as well. So you can see here computer vision and very, very advanced. Aside from that, you're going to be learning the Gen AI, we call it generative AI. And when we started, I mentioned something about ChatGPT. Okay, this is where you use text, you know, where you use text to generate information. Those ones where they are what they are ChatGPT. So here they are generative AI. So here you're going to be learning that generative AI and more. So you're going to be learning this as well. You know, a lot of questions around AI. We'll be getting all these questions since last week, 2 weeks ago. Tell me more about AI engineering. Tell me what I will learn about AI engineering. Tell me how do I transition into AI engineering, even when I do not have a computer science background. Let me tell you something. All these things are easy to learn, but then again, it requires a lot of commitment, especially in the space of AI engineering. It requires your commitment. Okay. Now, if you don't like anything about number, you've not been to any mathematical program before or class before, you are just starting new as blank, right? So I would do advise people to please start data science. Okay, start with data science. Now, under AI engineering specialist, you are going to be learning cloud AI engineering. Okay, you are going to be learning cloud AI engineering, and you're going to be learning applied AI system. So you're going to be building, you're going to see how you are going to build a lot of AI system for companies. So all these things, they are what they are advanced. So we have AI engineering custom projects that you are going to be working on. Now, let me share something with you. after all these things, what I've been sharing with you now is the part A part of this program. So when we talk about Amdoranalytics program, we have part A, we have part B. Okay, we have what differentiates us from all of that edtech company that you are seeing out there. Okay, everybody can teach this. Of course, not everybody that are professional in the space to teach you what you need to do or how you can easily transition into the tech space. You understand? Everybody can just say, you know what, just do this, do this. So when you leave that company, when you leave that training, will you be able to defend yourself? Will you be able to defend that which you've learned? When they give you a data set or there is a task assigned to you, will you be able to handle that? So this is what we do here at Amdoranalytics. Our trainers are not just starting their program or starting this; they are specialists in the space. When you start your AI engineering program, you are going to be meeting with Okwe. Okwe is a engineer specialist who has been in the space for over a decade now, and you're going to be meeting with all other professionals, not only Okwe. Okay. So one thing about our program here at Amdoranalytics, of course, where you can work as a professional after your program, you can see it here. I'm going to share this curriculum with you so you can take your time, go through it. Okay, so what made us to stand out among all other edtech companies that you are seeing, among others, like I said, practical programs, right? Practical program. Like what you've learned today is just like, let me say you didn't learn anything today, because trust me, it is very, very, very broad. You are going to be learning a lot, okay? So another thing again that you need to understand about Amdoranalytics program is what industry standard tools and technologies that you're going to be learning. Imagine you want to learn AI engineering program, and someone is telling you just learn little knowledge, just have little knowledge of computer vision, where you're going to be raising your hand up and down, something will be showing up there. So just that you'll be going out there to say that you are an AI engineer. No, not at all. Here at Amdoranalytics, we use industry standard tools to teach you everything from A to Z of all our program. And let me say something again. All our program, like you say, is practical. There is nobody that is going to give you any document to go and read out. No. You are going to be working on projects from the beginning of the program till the end of the program. Another thing again you need to understand about Amdoranalytics program is the expert instructor with real experience. Okay, the instructors that are going to be meeting here at Amdoranalytics are not people that are just starting their program or people that just finished. Maybe they just go somewhere, learn about this thing. Under 6 months or 5 months, they will come out here to teach you. No, they are tested. Okay, tested guys. I know someone reached out to me, I think yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? And the person said, I'm interested in your business analysis program, but I want to see the profile of the person that will take us business analysis program. So these are the things that you need to understand here at Amdoranalytics. The trainers are experts in the industry. Okay. Another thing again you need to understand about Amdoranalytics program is personalized mentorship and support. Let me tell you something. I always say this thing everywhere. If you want to go far in life, you need a mentor. Okay, you need a mentor. Here at Amdoranalytics, like I said, we don't just train you and say, okay, thank you for banking with us and go. No, we mentor you. That's why every Thursdays, either Thursdays or Wednesdays, you are going to be meeting with different mentors in this space. Like you are in the AI engineering space. So every training all our trainings are weekends. Okay, weekend Saturdays. But trust me, it's beyond the training. It simply means that during the week, we are going to be meeting with you. You are going to be meeting with different mentors. You are going to be asking questions. You are going to be seeing how life will be like even after your training here at Amdoranalytics. Okay, so you are going to be meeting different mentors. Very, very important, right? So another thing again you need to understand, like I said, all our programs are beginner friendly. All our programs. Someone reached out to me this morning. Yeah, the person said, I want to transition into AI engineering space. I said, you know what? It's not a problem because all our programs are beginners friendly. But then again, you need commitment. Okay, you need to be committed to the training. And trust me, in the last 8 months, you become an expert in the industry. If you really mean this. Okay. Another thing again you need to understand about Amdoranalytics program is certification that boosts your CV. Okay, imagine you telling someone that, oh, I finished this program, and trust me, I'm satisfied in this place. And the person, you are not just showing the person's certificate. Let me tell you something. You know, there's something that everybody is so much interested in now. I want to be sure that, okay, you're going to give me certificate. You're going to give me certificate. Trust me, certificate is very, very, very good. But did you know what? Training should go beyond the certificate. Here at Amdoranalytics, let me tell you one secret. Whether you register with us or not, but let me tell you one secret about Amdoranalytics program. You can never see us here at Amdoranalytics certifying anybody that did not finish any of his or her program. Then you register with our program, okay? You register for Amdoranalytics program. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get certified. Imagine you register for a program 2 months after you stop and instead saying that, oh, I'm no longer interested, and you reach out to us for certificate. We are not going to certify you, okay? So I need you to understand that we are so much interested in you getting value, hands-on value, than what this certificate. Like I said, this certificate is 100%. You are going to get a certificate, but trust me, that practical program is the best. I don't know if any of you here saw a tweet by Elon Musk. That was last year. So he said that he's looking for a developer. He said, I'm not interested in any of your this thing. I'm not interested in your certification. Just show me your code. It trended last year. Okay, just show me your code. Trust me, if Elon Musk will be telling you that I'm so much interested in what you have built, I'm so much interested in the project you've worked on, not your certification. You have to understand how important it is for you to learn and practice hands-on experience. All right. Another thing again you need to understand about Amdoranalytics program is supportive community. Here at Amdoranalytics, we believe in supporting each other. We believe that, see, you can't do this alone. Okay, you need everybody. Imagine that moment that there is an assignment and you know that you don't understand this assignment. So it simply means that you need someone to ask questions. You need people that you are going to be asking questions that will be guiding you. Imagine you asking a Mr. A question around something, and you see that Mr. A is actually suffering from the same thing, and two of you can just put your hands together and do what? Solve that problem. So that is supportive community that you're getting here at Amdoranalytics. Another thing again that you need to understand about Amdoranalytics program is proven success stories. We have a lot of them out there. I'm going to be sharing that with you. Okay, so we have a lot of people that have gone through our program and they are testifying. It's not just for them to come out and start, they are really testifying about Amdoranalytics program. Okay, they are out there. We're going to go to their website and you are going to see their names. Go and reach out to them, ask them about Amdoranalytics program. Another thing again about Amdoranalytics program, somebody say, yeah. Somebody say, yeah. If you can hear me, please type. Okay, are you here? Are you here, okay? So if you can hear me, please type, yeah. If you can hear me, just type something. Type something.
Yes,
I want to see
hear
sure
you.
that you can hear me. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So another thing again that you need to understand is affordable quality training. Thank you very much, Michael. Ike, yeah. Thank you very much. It's affordable quality training. I mean, very, very affordable, very, very affordable. Okay. So before we have internship program. So after your program here, you will go on internship program. So everything here is virtual, both the internship program and the classes, they are all virtual training. Okay. Now let me talk about our program, the mode of our training here at Amdoranalytics. The mode of our training, you are going to have access to LMS, so where you're going to be studying, learning on your own. Okay, you are going to be learning on your own, and then you are going to be meeting with your facilitator every Saturdays. Okay, every Saturdays 5 p.m. you are going to be meeting with your facilitators where you are going to be asking questions, and we are going to be taking all your questions and supporting you. Of course, it's going to be training as well, but then you have access to live space where you're going to be working on projects already made for you on your LMS. Okay, so another thing again I want to talk about is the training fee. So I'll talk about this before comes up, right? So this is our website. This is our website. Just give me a second. So you can see our courses here. So except this, our AI engineering professional. Like I said, we have professional and we have the specialist. Okay, so for the professional here, so our training fee is not this is not correct. So our training fee here is 550,000 naira, not this. So 550,000 naira. Now, one thing about us here at Amdoranalytics, we believe in flexibility. So you can pay twice. Okay, you can pay twice. So now we have the specialist program. Okay, the specialist program. Now, the specialist program here, like I said, is 8 months, 6 months training and 2 months internship. Okay, so for now, all our program, we are running 40% discount. So for now, so the specialist program is 1.1 million. And again, like I said, it's not a one-time payment. Like for the specialist program, you can pay 3 times. Okay, you can pay 3 good times. Right, so we are going to be sharing the account details on the WhatsApp group. We're going to share that, okay? So you can start making payments. Our next course starts on Saturday, a week today. So we have 7 days to the start of the cohort. We have just 7 days to start our cohort. I'll go over to you if you're here, if you can hear me. Just to round up. Can you hear me, okay? Please give me a second. I want to be sure that she's here. Okay, so is not here. I'm going to proceed. So that's all for the all our programs. So please let me take questions. I'm available to take all your questions. Let's take questions, guys. Questions. We got a lot of questions from people. A lot of questions. How do I start? What are the things that I need to know about Amdoranalytics? Can you please ask your questions? Hi, are you there? So we're open to take all your questions. Again, there is a form that my colleagues just dropped, on the chat. Please fill the form. It's an interest form for those of you that want to talk to us and you are interested in starting your program this month. Please fill the form. We are going to reach out to you. You are interested in starting your program this month. Next month, you want to ask us any question, please fill the form. Is there a specific payment plan or all payments paid at once? I said that you can pay twice. For our professional course, which is 550, for data engineering or AI engineering, which is 550, you can pay 250. Okay, you can pay first payment 250. First payment 300. First payment 300. After 1 month, you can balance the remaining pay, which is 250. Which is 200 rather. Okay, so the first payment 300, then you balance 250. If you are paying for professional course. Now, if you are paying for the specialist, which is 8 months, the specialist program is 1.1. Okay, so for 1.1, you are going to pay 3 times, which is 8 months. So you're going to pay 3 times. So you split the 1.1 across 3 months, the first 3 months. So the first payment for specialist program is 500. So then you split the remaining 600 across 2 months. Okay, so you can pay 3 times. Now, if you have any question related to payment, any other thing, please reach out to us. We're always on the WhatsApp group taking all your questions. Okay, so reach out to us, ask your questions. All right, so if there is no any other question, we are going to call it a day. Thank you very much for joining. It has been a very long day. Thank you very much for joining. We really appreciate you. So see you guys in the class. Like I said, the class is starting on 17th, a week today. So we have limited slots. Trust me, we have limited slots for all our programs. all our programs. Okay, see you guys in the class. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much. See you in the class.